Okay guys, so welcome back to the F16 build, part 7, okay? This is going to be showing you how to scratch build a landing light. Now, this is just in general, but I can show you what I have going on here, and I've got it on a piece of tape in my box, okay? But this is the one for the F16. So let me pick you up and see if you can see that. But it's just a little tiny rectangular light with 4 bulbs in it. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to get that. Okay. Hoping you can see this. I'm not really being able to see what you're seeing. So anyway, that's the F16 landing light. And I pulled the tape off the cockpit in case you guys wanted to get a look at it there. But anyway, there's where we're at. Here is the doors, okay? So let me put you back down here, okay? Now, where we're at with the doors, okay? If you watch the live session I had the other day, well, see, by the time this video comes out, it wouldn't be the other day. But anyway, when I did the very first live session in the group, I'd done the doors, okay, for the landing gear. And basically, they're just painted white on the inside, gray on the outside, clear coated, and then I went ahead and gave them a wash, okay? So they're all ready to go to detail out with the landing light. Now, as you all know, I like to scratch build, okay? I use sprue a lot in doing that, and other materials like card stock and stuff like that. Old cereal boxes make real good card stock. Just keep that in mind. But anyway, today for the landing light, I'm using a piece of sprue. And this is a flat piece of sprue that I'm using and that I've used on the F16 because it is the perfect thickness already, and it's flat like it's supposed to be, instead of me having to take a round sprue, heat it up, squeeze it down, the whole 9 yards. So, well, you ask me where do I get those? Okay, well, if you save your sprue like I do, and you go to your sprue, they are the little flat pieces that your numbers come on, okay, on your sprues. So here's the deal. I save all kinds of the little flat pieces, the little ones that the numbers come on, and this was a little bit larger, longer piece that letters and numbers were on, I guess the serial numbers for the kit, whatever. And I broke those off of the sprue, and I saved these for just cases of this, okay? All that stuff comes in handy. Just when you think you're going to throw something away, think again. If you like the scratch build, what can I use that for? Okay. So, anyway, what I done with the F16 there that I showed you, the landing light there, okay, it's already to the point where I've got the lenses in it, okay, and it's painted and everything, okay. All I'm waiting on that is to dry, add the electrical cable to it, and put it on the aircraft. It's even sanded on the one side to fit the concave, the curvature, the concave of the door, okay? So there's not a gap in there, okay? Like on the real one. Now then, enough about the door. Now, I'm not going to go and through this and paint it and all that, because you'll be here an hour or more, and I don't want any of my videos to last that long, because then people start going, yeah, right, yeah. Okay, so you got your flat piece of sprue. Okay, now landing lights are different. This one had 4 lenses in it, 2 on top of the other. I'm just going to do a 2-banger here, okay? These little hand drills come in real handy. Hey, I made a funny. Hand drill, handy. All right. Okay. Anyway, can you tell I'm feeling a little bit better today? All right. Okay. Anyway, what I'll do, and again, it all depends on your landing light and how big it is and how big of drill you use. I'm going to use this tiny one, okay? So, all right, I've got my flat piece of sprue. Let's see if I can adjust this to where you can see it. I've got my flat piece of sprue here on the table, okay? Now, where the lights go, I'm going to take, and I'm not going to drill it all the way into the plastic. I'm just going to get the tip in it and make me a little round curvature hole there, okay? Like where a lens would set in. Much like maybe a car headlight, would set in the bezel, okay? So, I'm going to take my little hand drill, 2, 3. Let's make it a little bit deeper. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, now, some planes have 1 light, some have 2, 3, 4, whatever. I'm going to make this the 2-banger, and it's very important to get your lights right straight in a row, not one off from the other, because then it looks funny. Okay, so just for intended purposes, I'm not even going to mark it, and we'll see how close I get it. If I get it a little off, it's not a big deal, because this is for training purposes, okay? But chances are it's probably going to be pretty close, okay? Now, you can see my 2 little holes there. They're not really holes. They're just, like I said, little concave, just the end of the bit, okay? So it looks like there's a lens going to set in there. Now, once you've got that far, paint it whatever color you need. Let's say you paint it black, okay? Paint it black. After that's dry, then you take your little holes that you just made right here, and you take some either silver or chrome, and I used the little testers for small crap like this, okay? And use a little tiny brush, a little tiny pin brush, like what I use for pin washing and stuff like that, and just work a little paint around in them little tiny holes, just the holes. And I'll tell you why. Because that is going to act like a reflector, okay? It's going to act like a reflector, so when you get your lens in there, that reflection from that paint is going to reflect through that clear lens, and it's going to look awesome, okay? So it acts as a reflector, okay? Now, once you've got that far, here's how we make the lens. And I only trust one super glue to do that job. You might find something else, but I've tried different super glues, and Loctite gel, Loctite super glue gel, okay? this is what I trust to make a real good lens. And after I do this, you'll see the concave of the lens, okay? It won't be flat, okay? That's why you use the gel. If you use the thin, it'll flatten right out, okay? So, very carefully, you take your super glue, gel, all right? And you get a little head there coming out, a little bead, and you touch it, and you drop it right in that hole. And you want them both the same, okay? Now, sometimes the gel will want to try to make a little point. Well, that's easy to fix. You just take a little round toothpick and just work it around in a little circle like that. And there you have it. Okay, so now I've got two perfect little headlights. Okay, and I'm going to turn this to where, let's see, to where maybe you can see that they're standing above the surface of the light. You see how they protrude past the surface of the light, like a lens would, or a bulb. Okay? So that's what we've got. Now remember, pretend it's black, and pretend you've got the reflector in there, and that's going to shine through that. Now once that dries, it's going to stay clear, okay? And that's why one of the reasons why I use the Loctite, okay? Really, all super glue should dry pretty clear, but the Loctite is just the best one that I found. So, after you get that far, you just put it aside, and I like to let it dry for really the rest of the day, okay? Now, having said all that, after you're done there, and you've gotten to the point that I have gotten with my little light, okay, I'm going to let that dry the rest of the day, okay? Tomorrow, I'll take my my clear coat, not matte, not a matte clear coat. I'll take my glossy, and I'll give it a little spray over it, okay? And that will even further enhance the lights, okay, to where they really stick out. And that's all there is to it. It's so simple to scratch build landing lights. The main thing is finding, like, whatever shape your bracket is that holds the lights, whether it be rectangle, square, flat, kind of curved. Find you a piece of sprue that is really close to what you're looking for and the size, okay? And then you work it from there. It's that simple, guys, okay? Like I said, the lights, the main gear lights on this thing here are made the same way. Now the rest of the gear is getting in the way, but try and pinpoint it for you. They are right there. Okay, there and there. I don't know if you can see them there, but they're attached to the main gear. Okay, those were made the same way. I take that back. I did not use the super glue for the lens on those, on the main gear, okay? Because They were a little bit bigger in size, not real small like the front. What I did was I took a clear piece of sprue, and the diameter of the light, and and the clear piece of sprue had to been round on the top. Well, I mean, it don't have to be. You can sand it round if you just got a clear piece of sprue. You can sand it round, because when you apply the clear coat, all that sanding disappears. It turns clear. Okay, then you can see right through it. But anyway, that's how the main gear was done. Uh, so that's it, guys. This was a real short one. I didn't go through all the painting and stuff, but you get the gist of how to do it. I just showed you how to do it. Okay? That's simple. If your plane don't come with landing lights like this one didn't, and it's a plain Jane, make them. Not much to it. All right, guys. See you on the next one. Bye.